Now live from the KAKE studios, this is KAKE News on your side at 10.
Where it is flat, the bank is extremely steep. He is up on top, kind of buried in a little bit of the tree line. We heard a tree crack, and we didn't see any other movement.
The manhunt for a suspect the FBI calls dangerous is over tonight. Good evening. I'm Deb Ferris.
And I'm David Scott. It's breaking news we've been following all day long today. Investigators from the FBI, the Butler County Sheriff's Office, and the Kansas Highway Patrol captured James Roberts along a wooded riverbank near Towanda around 8:30 tonight after a more than 24-hour search. KAKE's John Hayes has been in Butler County all afternoon. He's live now there at the jail where Roberts is being held. John.
David and Deb, authorities spent several hours today combing through the area of Towanda, finally finding Roberts around 8:30 tonight, bringing him here to El Dorado. Now, we did get a chance to talk to one student today whose school district was impacted by that search. Take a listen. A manhunt finally coming to an end Thursday night as the Butler County Sheriff's Office took this man, James Roberts, into custody. They searched by plane and covered acres of land surrounded by trees to find him.
We were just on lockdown pretty much.
That's Circle High School student Carson Flores.
That he was on the outskirts of Towanda.
He's describing the tense moments he heard about James Roberts and his school was placed on a lockout. The city of Towanda issued this emergency notice that triggered it.
They made sure we weren't not in any danger and just following procedure.
The Circle Public School District went one step further. You're taking a look now at high school students leaving for the day. None of them were walking. That's because the district decided it just wasn't safe.
So your mom picked you up, is that what we saw?
Yeah, today she picked me up and dropped me off at work.
While the FBI isn't revealing just why Roberts is wanted, it does say the Butler County Sheriff's Office, along with the FBI agency in Wichita, tried to take him into custody near Augusta Wednesday, but he got away. His arrest now hopefully bringing this town some peace. And again, David and Deb, we're still waiting to learn just what exactly Roberts did to warrant this massive manhunt that we saw today. As soon as we have this information, we'll share that with you on KAKE.com. Reporting live from El Dorado, John Hayes, KAKE News on your side.
Thanks, John. Well, we are dealing with some storms still tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Meteorologist Jay Prater has been tracking them for us all evening long. Jay, what are you seeing tonight?
The primary thing has been hail. We got some 2-inch hail in Lincoln earlier now. Just after 8:30, here's the Peter marble size hail that accumulated in Hayes. This was sent in by Gareth Steckman. So now we're going to take you to the watch that has been extended. It was until 9 o'clock, but now until 11 o'clock. Does not include Salina, but for Great Bend, for Ellsworth County, for Ottawa County, all the way up to the Nebraska line. As we go live, KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD will zoom in to what we have are strong thunderstorms, not severe. Still the potential for some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Some hail approaching probably quarter size. That's an inch in diameter along US 36 from Cortland over to Belleville. Then we get down through Jewell County. You get into some lighter showers. Now along I-70, meteorologist Cameron Venable is joining us live. Cameron, what have you been seeing during the day today?
Seen all kinds of fun stuff today, Jay. I'm just at a rest stop near Russell. Let's take a look outside. It was very lightning active, but the lightning has calmed down. But hey, there we go. Let's take a look at some video I shot earlier today. You could just see some beautiful storm structure. This was about 7 to 8 p.m., 6 miles south of Plainville. And you could just see that beautiful storm structure. And then I captured some awesome lightning strikes. You guys know how much I love lightning, and I finally got some good lightning strikes on video. And then towards the end of this video, you're going to notice what we call whale's mouth. It looks kind of scary. It just means that you're underneath the outflow or the leading edge of a line of thunderstorms. Makes for some pretty dramatic video though. Once again, I'm just kind of sitting here in Russell waiting for that line, and then I'll eventually start heading back towards Wichita. I'm KAKE meteorologist Cameron Venable. Back to you.
All right, so we got the line of thunderstorms now that is still strong, and as you head down across southwest Kansas, that is the cold front that's going to take us from the 90s to the 80s. A couple of stronger thunderstorms in northern Oklahoma across the border here to Comanche County. You know what, an isolated severe thunderstorm warning or two is not going to be out of the question. We had a few sprinkles in Wichita earlier. Notice now some patchy little tiny showers and thunder showers all the way up through El Dorado, and these are going to increase intensity a little bit as they slide on into Greenwood County, Elk, and Chautauqua County. For greater Wichita, even though we had a few sprinkles earlier, the best chance for seeing some thunderstorms is going to pick up around midnight to 1 in the morning, and then the best chance for rain and thunder will push on off to the east. Outside now, again, we've had a few sprinkles around. It's still humid. 81 degrees, the heat index of 82 with that dew point at 62. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny. 67 degrees at 8 o'clock, and then it's mostly sunny. 76 at noon. The winds out of the northeast at 15. So a break from the gusty winds will warm to 84, which is cooler than it was today, but still warmer than the 30-year average of 76 degrees.
All right, thank you, Jay. The family of a man hit and killed in a quiet West Wichita neighborhood wants answers and closure tonight.
Kurt Kruger was walking home on May 1st when police say a car hit him and drove away, leaving him to die. Tonight, Crime Stoppers report is offering a cash reward for information.
Right here is where the accident happened, right here in the street.
Kurt Kruger's sister, Gretchen Mitchell, and cousin Michelle Fusen are still grieving as they lay flowers near the spot where he died almost 2 weeks ago.
It's been a tremendous shock and loss to all of us.
His family says Kruger was walking home early that morning on May 1st from one of his favorite spots along a street he'd walked on hundreds of times before. He was hit and killed just a half a block from his house.
His sisters knowing that he was almost home that night, 50 steps away from home.
His family and police want answers. Investigators are looking for this dark four-door, possibly late 90s model sedan.
It's one thing if it's an accident, but when you flee the scene of an accident and you leave someone out here and you don't render aid to them, that's a heinous crime that needs to be investigated, and that person needs to be held responsible.
It happened around 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, May 1st at Cottontail and Woodchuck near Bishop Carroll High School.
We are missing him and will always miss him.
Fusen has been walking the neighborhood, putting up flyers, hoping for closure for Kruger's 5 older sisters, his extended family, and friends.
We don't have a lot of information, so we are really pleading with someone to come forward and help us get past this tragedy.
A tragedy that took a man she says was loved by everyone, who won't be here to celebrate his 50th birthday this year.
There's a big deal with their siblings to always celebrate their 50th year together. He doesn't get to do that now. They don't get to celebrate him.
Heartbreaking, that's for sure. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 316-267-2111. You could be eligible for a cash reward.
A Russell man is in jail tonight after a high-speed chase with police that started in Barton County around 10 this morning and stretched nearly 40 miles, ending in Rush County. The chase hit speeds of more than 120 miles an hour. The Barton County Sheriff's Department says at least 3 law enforcement agencies were chasing 30-year-old Trenton Behrens of Russell, who had outstanding felony warrants. During the chase, Behrens blew a tire but kept going. After driving into a pasture, he tried to run away but was caught. Behrens was arrested on several charges, including attempting to flee and possession of meth.
A Hutchinson police officer is being remembered tonight, 50 years after he died in the line of duty. Officer Ken Kennedy and another officer were investigating a report of a restaurant serving liquor to underage people. An employee opened fire on both officers. Kennedy died at the scene. The section of K61 highway that runs through Hutchinson is now named for Officer Kennedy.
Sports betting is now legal in Kansas. Governor Laura Kelly has signed legislation that legalizes betting on sporting events. It's not clear, though, how soon the betting could begin. The new law will allow people in Kansas to use cell phone or computer apps to bet on sporting events and to place bets at state-owned casinos. While many areas of the country are reporting improvements in the housing market now, things have only gotten worse in Wichita.
New numbers show the housing supply is the lowest it's ever been, And that's left people like Andover tornado victims who need immediate housing with nowhere to turn. KAKE's Eli Higgins takes a look.
That's been a huge need. We have some families that have been displaced and have moved on to other family members, but we've also seen a lot of families that are temporarily housed in a hotel or motel.
Dulcie Palna with the Salvation Army has been working with families every day since the Andover tornado. And right now, she says one of the biggest needs is housing. But there's a catch.
Right now, it's just banana bunkers.
WSU Center for Real Estate Director Stan Longhofer says new housing data released Wednesday comes with something he's never seen before.
Now in Wichita, we're sitting at a place where we only have a 0.6 month supply of homes available for sale. These are historically tight markets. 2 years ago, when we were looking at 2 months supply, we said it's never been this tight. It just can't get any tighter.
Longhofer says the rental market is no different. And with so many more people looking for somewhere to live after the Andover tornado, it's only gotten worse.
It is a difficult market, and people are going to have, if they say they want to buy or they want to rent, they're going to have to be prepared to pay a premium right now.
Palna says the Salvation Army will continue doing everything it can to help anyone in need through the process of finding housing, but Longhofer agrees it's going to take time.
I just want them to know that there's hope ahead for them and that there are people that care and want to see them get back to where they need to be.
That was Eli Higgins reporting for us tonight. The Salvation Army says if you're a landlord or know of any available housing, please call so someone can connect you and tenants in need. You can contact the agency by calling that number there on your screen, 316-425-6100.
Alcohol sales are expected to take a jump at this year's state fair. We'll tell you why coming up.
Now, your KAKE First Alert forecast with meteorologist Jay Prater.
Let's go back once again to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HT. We don't have any warnings right now. We still have the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock for north central Kansas. For this line of storms, once it moves through, we're done with the rest of the severe weather threat. Some heavy rain, and you know what? An occasional hail up 2 quarters is still possible around Tipton, south of Conquer City, over towards Beloit. So you know what? An isolated severe thunderstorm warning is still not completely out of the question. The storm that is rolling between Hayes and Russell now earlier put a lot of little pea-sized, marble-sized hail down. We can go live. Cameron's Park just off I-70, looking back to the west. So that line of thunderstorms right there, as we can show you Cameron's video live. Okay, so we're no, live shot, not the VO. Okay, never mind. We'll pan on down to the south here, and from La Crosse down towards Ash Valley, still got some more developing thunderstorms with that little thin blue line. That is the cold front itself as it continues to move through. A few little isolated thunderstorms here in Comanche County. Not really going to think that's going to do much. And then these little spotty showers from eastern Cali up through El Dorado. These are the spotty showers that came through Wichita earlier, but we're still not done with the chance for some stronger thunderstorms later on overnight tonight. It's mostly cloudy, 81 degrees. That heat index is 83. As we go to the First National Bank of Hutch, it's still mostly cloudy and 81 degrees. And then in Salina, it's 85. The winds are out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Contrast that to Goodland. We're on the cold side of that cold front that's coming through. That's why it's already down to 57, with the winds out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour. 81 right now at Eisenhower National. It's 80 at McConnell Air Force Base. You go from 76 in Dodge, cross that frontal boundary, 68 Garden, 67 Liberal, and we already showed you the 57 in Goodland. Boy, is that air super dry across western Kansas also. Here we go with the wind gusts. Still 40 miles per hour in Dodge City. When the front first comes through and those winds turn out of the north and northeast, you'll occasionally get some of those wind gusts still in excess of 40 miles per hour. Here we are with the past 12. First line of thunderstorms rolled through and dissipated. Second line of thunderstorms popped up just ahead of that cold front and occasionally produced some hail up to 2 inches in diameter. And that front will continue to move across KAKE land overnight tonight. For Wichita, your best chance for some thunderstorms around midnight, because after we get to about 2 in the morning and later, that line of thunderstorms is going to exit KAKE land, and then tomorrow we get back into sunshine. Now, because that front kind of dissipates on top of us, late past the turnpike after 10 o'clock, we could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm redevelop. As far as temperatures, look at the change. It's 40s, 50s, and 60s to start the day tomorrow. And tomorrow afternoon, it's upper 70s to mid 80s for highs. Looking forward to Saturday morning, still a mild start. A little chilly in northwest Kansas with upper 40s, but mostly 50s. And Saturday afternoon, highs back into the 80s again. At least it's a break from the 90s. So for Wichita and south central Kansas tonight, we're not finished with the thunderstorms. 1 or 2 could be strong, some heavy rain, some smaller hail. 64 is going to be the low. And then tomorrow, mostly cloudy start, becomes mostly sunny. 84 the high, Wichita and Hutch, 86 in Medicine Lodge, and the winds out of the northeast 5 to 15. There's that 20% chance of a thunderstorm overnight Friday night, 86 on Saturday. Saturday night, about a 30% chance of scattered storms. Highs are going to stay in the 80s. Monday night, some scattered storms. Late Tuesday afternoon, a few isolated storms, and then back up to 90 by Thursday. And for north central Kansas tonight, some severe storms, and then those are going to move out. 50 haze, 58 Salina tomorrow. Sunny, cooler, less breeze. 82 haze, 84 in Salina, and then 86 Saturday. Now, Saturday night, I'm going to 40% chance of a line of thunderstorms developing. 84 on Sunday. And then late Monday, we'll put in some scattered storms, isolated storm chance Tuesday, again on Wednesday, and across western Kansas. Got that storm chance? It moved out. We're going to start clearing the sky out. 42 Goodland, 50 Garden, 54 Dodge, 52 Liberal tomorrow. No 80s. It's upper 70s and mid 80s. We're done with the 90s for a while. 88 Saturday, 86 on Sunday, as warm as 90 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 92 on Thursday. And across northwest Kansas, 82 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. We'll put in some isolated storm chances late Monday and again late on Tuesday. Let's give away an umbrella. Tonight's winner, Rhonda Wisley from Wichita, Kansas, says to show off that I'll watch the best TV station in Wichita. Speedy Cash wants to hook you up with the yellow umbrella. Get online first at KAKE.com/contest. David?
Thank you, Jay. Wichita State softball opened its conference tournament with a bang. See the highlights later in sports.
This is KAKE News at 10 with Deb Ferris, David Scott, your KAKE First Alert forecast with meteorologist Jay Prater, and sports with Sully Ingalls. KAKE News on your side.
The state's Department of Children and Families has temporarily shut down the Sedgwick County Juvenile Residential Facility because of staffing issues.
And for now, residents have been moved to the detention center next door, and some say that is a major blow to efforts to improve juvenile justice in the county. KAKE's Jackson Overstreet has the story.
This is the Sedgwick County Juvenile Residential Facility, tucked away between I-135 and Hydraulic near Lincoln. Typically, the building houses 24 young people who have had issues with the law but do not need strict supervision. But right now, it's closed.
Starting in December, we found ourselves at the juvenile detention facility short of staff.
Deputy Director for Juvenile Services for Sedgwick County, Steve Stonehouse, says they were able to keep the program going inside the juvenile detention building down the street, but in April, DCF said they had to stop. Stonehouse says they tried to move back into JRF, but just didn't have the people to keep it going.
I think this was a heart-wrenching decision, and it's not something that we wanted to do.
Stonehouse says there is some fear that the juveniles that were in JRF might backslide from any progress they made while they've been relocated to the detention facility. That's a fear shared by Jasmine Rogers, a member of the Sedgwick Lofton Task Force.
Having all of that taken away from young people and having them sent back to the detention facility, it's a setback for them. It's basically like just putting them in jail.
Rogers says the closure of JRF, one of the county's most well-received diversion programs, is a big blow to youth corrections here. Stonehouse says they're doing what they can right now, but the quickest solution is to get JRF reopened, and that will require 4 to 5 more employees.
If you have a heart for working with people who have had a pretty bad break in life and want to try to help make some behavior change, this is the place for you.
In Wichita, Jackson Overstreet, KAKE News on your side.
It would take the county around 30 days to get the JRF up and running again once it hits its target staff numbers.
The Red Cross is looking for volunteers to help its Sound the Alarm event. It's when the Red Cross goes around neighborhoods installing free smoke alarms. The event is taking place on Saturday, May 21st in Wichita. Its goal is to install more than 300 smoke detectors in homes. The Red Cross says a working smoke alarm can cut your risk of dying in a fire in half. To sign up to volunteer, just visit our website for a link. An under-the-sea themed garden in Wichita. A look at the exhibit aimed at stopping pollution.
It's now official. You will be able to roam the state fairgrounds this year while carrying an alcoholic beverage. The Fair Board passed the new rule after a change to state law. Everyone will be carded, and you have to wear a wristband if you plan to drink at the fairgrounds. You'll be able to drink beer and wine anywhere except in Centennial Hall and the Domestic Arts Building.
A new exhibit at Botanica Gardens is bringing art to save the sea. Washed Ashore is a traveling exhibit featuring giant sea life sculptures made entirely of marine debris collected from beaches to graphically illustrate the tragedy of plastic pollution in our oceans and waterways. There are 14 exhibits made entirely of things that have washed up on the beach. Each sculpture was created by artists and volunteers.
So it's through the art that gives us an idea what's happening on the seashore. It makes us more conscious of what we're doing with our plastic.
Washed Ashore is included with general admission. The exhibit will be on display starting Saturday the 14th through October 23rd.
The Chiefs released this year's schedule tonight, and the Wind Surge released some bombs into the night air. Find out about both coming up in sports.
Now, with sports from all across Cakeland, here's Cake Sports anchor Sully Ingalls.
We are only 17 weeks away from the start of the NFL season. That is basically tomorrow. And now, thanks to the internet, we know exactly where and when the Chiefs will play the season, because tonight the NFL dropped the 2022, excuse me, a couple years behind. Chiefs start things off in Arizona opening weekend, taking on Kyler Murray. Then they bounce back for a Thursday night game against the Chargers to kick off the year at Arrowhead. In the first 6 games, the Chiefs have 3 primetime matchups. They get Tampa Bay on the road Sunday night, then a Monday night showdown with the Raiders before a rematch with the Bills. Tough opening 6 games. In the middle of the schedule ain't much better. Primetime game with the Titans. Then they got matchups in LA with the Chargers, and at home with the defending world champion Rams. I mean, this is a gauntlet. Kansas City finishes off the year with 4 of their last 6 on the road, including a Sunday night game against Russell Wilson and the Broncos, and another one away, plus the finale against those Raiders again. So it should be a real wild year in the West and around the NFL. Wichita State softball started their postseason journey today as the American Conference softball tournament got underway in Greenville, North Carolina. The Shockers set records last time they played at ECU's home field. They dropped 7 home runs in an inning, and today against Memphis, more history was made. I mean, they love this place. Bottom of the first, and look who it is. Newly crowned AAC Softball Player of the Year, Addison Barnard. And Addie B living up to the height. She sends this ball to the moon for her 31st home run of the year. That makes it a 2-0 ball game. Ties Addie for 5th most home runs in a single season in NCAA history. Not to be outdone, Lauren Mills steps up, still in the first with the bases loaded, and she's trying to have a party at home plate, and the whole squad's invited. Grand slam for Lolo, and it's 6-0 Shockers. Second inning, same score. Why don't we just do all that again? Addie B, a little outside, don't matter to her, knocks her 2nd home run of the game, 32nd of the year, moving her 3rd all-time on the single season list. It's an 8-0 ball game before Memphis even has 4 outs. Still in the second, bases loaded again for Lauren Mills, but she can't do it again, can she? Oh, she absolutely can. Her 2nd grand slam of the day. That ties an NCAA record for grand slams in a game. Gave her 8 RBI, which ties a school record, and it was only this 2nd inning. Wichita State doesn't let up from there. They win this one 22-0 in 5 innings to move to the conference tournament semis. You want to see the bracket? Wow, look, I put this together for you. Wichita State taking on South Florida tomorrow at 11 a.m. 2 teams that need a win to solidify their NCAA tournament berth hopes. And it's a pitching versus offense type battle. South Florida has Georgina Korick in the circle, one of the conference's best pitchers. She was the pitcher of the year and one of the best in the nation. Top-seeded UCF takes on Houston for another spot in the finals. The Wind Surge looking to beat the Naturals tonight, and Spencer Steer is to Wichita what Jay Prater is to Cake News, the legend. Steer knocks his 5th homer of the season, and the Surge are up 4-0 in the 5th. Wichita puts it away in the 7th, scoring 6 runs, capped off by this Leo Baldo Cabrera bomb. He's got long hair, so Baldo doesn't really fit, but that's his second homer in as many nights. Wichita owns this one 10-4. They're back at it tomorrow at 7 in Arkansas with high-ranking prospect Simeon Woods Richardson on the mound. And the Royals are not too good at baseball right now. They fell again tonight, this time to the Texas Rangers 3-1. They will play again tomorrow, and contrary to popular belief, they're going to try and win that game. It has not been a lot of success this season for the Royals, but that Chiefs schedule, that's pretty wild around there. A lot of great games, a lot of fun opportunities at Arrowhead, but they have, I think if I saw the stat correctly, their opponents have more projected wins than any other team in the NFL. So they're going to have to do a lot of battling throughout the season.
Tough schedule.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Thanks so much, Silly.
Still some rain out there.
Just a reminder, severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock for a handful of counties in KAKE land, and we're still dealing with that line of strong thunderstorms stretching from north central Kansas. Heaviest rain right now from Cawker City down towards Beloit and Mitchell County. And let's go live to Russell. Meteorologist Cameron Venable, that line of thunderstorms coming through earlier, producing some brief accumulations of some marble-sized hail. Got quite a bit of lightning. That's about it. Let's go back to the radar, and you'll show that line of thunderstorms continue to extend on down to the south. And across south central Kansas, a few little spotty showers in eastern parts of Butler County and Cowley County. Wichita, we could still see a thunderstorm or two around midnight tonight.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching.
Kimmel is coming up next on KAKE. Be good. Dave.
For up-to-the-minute news and weather, stay connected to KAKE News with Facebook, Twitter, and KAKE.com. KAKE News, on your side.